Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's crackulating, good people? It's your girl KB. You know what I do, and you know why I do it. It's Friday. It is, I believe, the 19th. Let me double check here. Yes, it's Friday, December 19th, and it's 2:45 in the a.m. You heard the time correctly. Uh, I'm getting ready to do a bunch of paperwork. I mean, a bunch. If I had matches, I'd do it that way, but unfortunately, I can't. So, yeah. Starting off the weekend right. Anywho, let me just dive into what I'm going to talk about today. And it comes on the heels of something that has been kind of lingering. And at this point, I believe, and I could be wrong, but I believe it has impacted an individual so hard that they can't function when they see me. They just get discombobulated. And I need to be brutally honest, which I am, and frank about it. And I'm going to say, and I know this about me, I'm not for the weak or the faint of heart. I don't allow people to play in my face or my space if you're not about doing something. Okay? Don't play in my face or my space. And that's pretty much all you need to know. So, getting to the point. White fragility. And I know that term just makes some people just bunch up like cheap underwear. It's a book entitled White Fragility that I think more white people need to read because they seem to get their feelings hurt when they find out that they're not the great savior of the masses. Whenever you hear of a Karen, which is my legal name, that's why I don't use it. No. Segue here. I use my initials because I have never liked my name. Because if you go back some videos, if you go back some time, you will hear me say it is the waspiest name I have ever heard. And nothing about me says wasp. Nothing. I don't know what my parents were thinking. My brother and sister both have names with French origins. And they come up with Karen. But that's a different story for a different day. Anywho, let's go back to the book White Fragility by Robin DiAngelo. And it talks about race relations. And I'm talking about the Karens and the Kens of the world. One of the sentences that you will invariably hear when there's a confrontation or a clash is mind your business, or you need to mind your business, because folks think they're saving you or preventing you from something, or it's their job to teach you something. Mind your business. And saying all that to say, I had been talking to an individual ad nauseum, at length, telling them, and just when I thought they had it, They did something to irritate me to no end, and they just don't get it. And then they went into this place of fragility. And I have no problems cutting you off when I see who you are. You know, in a past life, I need to say I let stuff go on a little too long. And I still have a tendency to do that for certain people. But I'm learning fast, and I'm learning, on the run. If I cut you off, you gave me the scissors, and I'm going to do it quick, fast, and in a hurry so this stuff doesn't linger. So this individual sees me in the middle of a conversation with somebody. Now, they don't even know the history of how this conversation came about. But I'm talking to this individual, and I'm setting a clear, hard, firm, and fast boundary. Check and mate. This is it. If I had to, what we not gonna damn do. If I had to do that, I would have. But I was a little bit more professional. And like I said, I'm setting a clear, hard, firm, fast boundary. Here comes Captain Sable. Jumps into the conversation and provides the individual with the thing I'm telling them that they could not have. Now, the reason I'm telling them that they could not have it is because they had gone to a source prior and gotten a bunch of things. I witnessed this. So now you're splitting folks to get more free stuff. I want you to think about this. You've already gotten free stuff. You think nobody saw it or heard it. You wait a few minutes, you go to a second individual, and you get more free stuff. But in this individual providing the free stuff after I'm telling the person that they couldn't have it, they reinforced a white bond, saying it's okay to disrespect. And after a period of time, I went to that individual and I said, don't you ever, no more again in this lifetime, step into a conversation that I'm having. Very clear about that. And I went on to say, that you reinforce disrespect. And on several occasions, the individual came and attempted to do what they believe was an apology. But what they said to me in the apology, or the attempted apology, because I'm not having it, you go be contrite somewhere else, was, I didn't think it was that important. You stepped into a conversation that you knew nothing about. You didn't know the background on it. And then you minimized my experience in it. But this is supposed to be an apology because you're dismissing my action, saying it wasn't that important. That, my friends, 2 examples of fragility and the white savior complex. So you want to apologize, but you're still in a position of power. You call yourself helping, and you stepped in to reinforce disrespect. This stuff has layers, and people need to really think about, the get down.